Welcome back to the deep dive. We have a really interesting stack of materials today.
We do.
And I have to admit, when I first opened the files you sent over, I actually thought there had been a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you'd sent me a press kit for, like, a Saturday morning cartoon reboot or something.
It definitely has that vibe, doesn't it? It feels very familiar.
It really does. So we're looking at a character named Ollie the Owl. We've got these banners, book covers, guides. And if you saw this guy on a box of sugary cereal in, say, 1985, you would not blink.
Not at all.
But once I actually started reading the text around this cartoon bird,
Okay.
well, it's not exactly Looney Tunes.
Far from it. This is a prime example of what we call cultural transmission.
Okay.
We're looking at materials from an organization called the Jeffersonian Community. And what they've done is take some incredibly heavy, complex concepts, political theory, civic philosophy,
Right.
and they've packaged them inside this very specific, very nostalgic aesthetic.
It's political science wrapped in flannel.
That is the perfect way to put it.
There's-
Yes. And our mission today is to decode that packaging.
Right.
We want to understand not just what Ollie the Owl is teaching, but how this specific combination of nostalgia and storytelling is being used to transmit values like liberty and independence to a new generation.
And maybe more surprisingly to the older generation, too. Because as we'll see, and this was the shocker for me, Ollie isn't just for the kids.
Exactly. This is all about self-governance, a term that sounds so dry, almost academic, but as we unpack these sources, you'll see it's actually about how you live your life every single day.
So let's set the scene for you listening. We're looking at this banner. It's titled, "Welcome to the Jeffersonian Community." And front and center is our protagonist, Ollie.
Yep.
Describe him for us, because the design here feels very deliberate.
It is. So Ollie is an anthropomorphic owl. He's golden brown, looks very friendly, very approachable. But the outfit,
Yeah, the outfit.
he's wearing these thick-rimmed black glasses, a red and black plaid flannel shirt.
Very lumberjack chic.
Totally. And a green baseball cap.
He looks like the guy at the local hardware store who just knows exactly which bolt you need just by looking at it.
Right. He signals competence. Handy. He isn't wearing a suit and tie, so he's not a bureaucrat.
Not a politician.
And he's not wearing a superhero cape, so he's not some fantasy figure. He's a neighbor
And he's sitting in a wooden rocking chair, holding a white mug
with a little American flag on it.
with the American flag, yeah. And the setting is crucial here. He's on a porch.
That porch is the anchor of the entire philosophy. We're going to come back to that, but just notice the vibe right now. It's sunset lighting,
Golden hour.
golden hour, rolling hills in the background, mountains.
It's extremely idyllic.
Yeah.
And looking at the wider Meet Ollie the Owl materials, the background fills in even more.
It does.
We've got a white church with a steeple, a
Right.
standalone flagpole with the stars and stripes, wildflowers, wooden fences. It's Main Street, USA. It feels timeless.
Or maybe out of time. It's
Oh.
pure Americana.
Yeah.
But specifically, it's evoking the Jeffersonian ideal.
Okay, let's pause there. We hear Jeffersonian thrown around a lot. What does it actually mean in this context? Because Thomas Jefferson was, well, a complicated guy.
He was. But in this specific context, it points to Jefferson's vision of agrarian virtue. Jefferson famously believed that the most reliable, virtuous citizens of a republic were the yeoman farmers,
The people working the land themselves.
right? The independent landowner. Jefferson was very skeptical of big cities. He thought they bred dependence, corruption,
Because you're relying on a boss for a wage.
exactly, or on the government or on merchants. But the farmer feeds himself. He owns his means of production. Therefore, he can vote his conscience. He isn't beholden to anyone.
So when this cartoon draws a landscape with no skyscrapers, no strip malls, just fences and hills,
Yeah.
it's a visual shorthand for that independence.
Precisely. It's signaling a return to a state of self-reliance. It's saying, this is a place where you are free because you are capable.
And that brings us back to the porch. You said it was an architectural anchor. Why the porch? Why not the kitchen table?
This is one of the most fascinating layers of this. In sociology and architecture, the front porch is what we call a liminal space.
Liminal, meaning like a threshold.
Exactly. A space between. Think about, say, a backyard deck. That is a private space. You build a 6-foot privacy fence so neighbors can't see you. It's isolationist.
True. If I'm on my back deck, I'm hiding.
But the porch is out front. It's the bridge. You're on your private property. You're safe. You're home. But you are facing the public sphere. You're accessible
You can wave to the mailman, talk to the neighbor walking their dog.
without inviting them inside. It is where the private family interacts with the public community.
So by setting Ollie on the porch, they're not just making it look cozy, They are suggesting a very specific type of social interaction.
They're suggesting that civic life begins at that threshold. It's where storytelling historically happened, before TV, before the internet.
Before air conditioning.
Yes.
Yeah.
The elders' grandparents, parents sat on the porch, the kids sat on the steps, and wisdom was passed down.
It was the original social network.
It was. And notice how that connects to the curriculum aspect of these materials. We have a banner here that lists the target audience.
Yeah, this totally caught me off guard. Usually a cartoon owl means ages 4 to 8. But this banner explicitly says, for parents, grandparents, children, and grandchildren.
It's a full family suite.
And the tagline is, where parents and children learn the values of liberty, independence, and patriotism together.
That word together is doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
Why is that so significant? Why not just write a workbook for the kid to do in their room?
Because of the complexity of the values. I mean, liberty is an abstract concept. Independence is a practice.
Right.
If you give a 6-year-old a book about liberty, they might get a vague idea. But if you give the parent a tool to teach liberty, you're doing two things. First, you're bonding the family around a shared ideology.
And second?
Second, you are re-educating the parent.
Ah, that's the trick.
Think about it. Most adults today, if pressed, would struggle to give you a coherent philosophical definition of liberty versus freedom. We use them interchangeably.
We do.
By creating a curriculum where the parent has to teach it, the parent has to learn it first.
It's that see one, do one, teach one model of learning. You master the material by explaining it.
Exactly. And look at the 3 pillars they list on the banner. They break down the content into 3 buckets.
Right. So first you have the adventures of Ollie the Owl, with the image of Ollie waving. That's the narrative hook.
The sugar to help the medicine go down.
Yeah.
Standard educational strategy.
Then the second pillar is helpful hints and learning ideas. And the icon is an old-fashioned kerosene lantern and a stack of books.
I love that lantern imagery, illumination. It suggests these topics are dark or obscure, and this guide will shed light on them.
This must be the script for the parents.
It's the cheat sheet. Here's how you explain private property to your toddler.
Which is not an easy conversation to have over breakfast. Eat your eggs and let's discuss land rights.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then the third pillar, patriotic fun for all ages, represented by stars and the flag.
So it flows from story to intellectual concept to national identity.
It's a funnel. From the emotional connection with the character to the intellectual lesson to the patriotism, it is a system. And it all funnels down to the specific product, which is this book, Short Stories from the Front Porch.
And that subtitle, this is where the rubber meets the road.
Timeless lessons on self-governance.
Self-governance. Now, when you hear the word governance, what do you think of?
I think of City Hall, the DMV. I think of taxes, laws, zoning permits.
External stuff.
Yeah, external.
In modern parlance, governance is what the state does to you. But in the classical sense, the Jeffersonian sense, self-governance is the exact opposite.
It is the art of ruling yourself.
So internal regulation.
Yes, it's the Stoic idea, really. If a citizen can control their impulses, make ethical choices, take care of their own needs, they require less external policing. A society of self-governing people needs less government.
That is a pretty heavy concept for a children's book. Hey kids, let's learn about minimizing the state apparatus through virtuous behavior.
It is.
Yeah.
But look at how they break it down on the back cover. They don't use the political jargon. They use behavioral language.
Okay.
Read those 4 bullet points because this is the definition of self-governance in Ollie's world.
Okay, so point 1, making choices.
Agency. That's the starting point. You're an actor, not a victim of circumstance. You have the power to decide.
Point 2, taking responsibility.
The flip side of agency, if you get to choose, you have to own the outcome. You can't blame the system if things go wrong.
Point 3, respecting others.
The social contract. Your liberty ends where my nose begins.
And point 4, this is the one that really stood out to me. Belonging to a community without losing oneself.
Yeah, it is profound.
It sounds like a therapy goal, honestly.
It's actually resolving the classic tension between individualism and collectivism. America is traditionally hyper-individualistic.
I do what I want.
Right. And other cultures are more collectivist. I do what's best for the group. This bullet point is trying to thread that needle. It's saying, we're a team, but you're still a sovereign individual.
Belonging without losing oneself. It's almost a warning against mob mentality, right?
It is. And it fits the rural aesthetic perfectly. It's about that small town. Everyone knows your business. That's the community. But you have your own fences, your own land. That's the individuality.
The text also describes the tone of these stories. It says they're gentle stories, written in the spirit of America's founding.
I want to focus on that word gentle. Why emphasize that?
Well, compared to what?
Compared to the current political climate. Turn on the news, open social media. Is any of it gentle?
No. It's a screaming match. It's
Right.
anxiety-inducing, constant crisis.
Exactly. This branding is offering a refuge. It's saying, the world out there is loud and scary. Come sit on the porch with Ollie. It's safe here. It's quiet. We speak gently.
It's weaponized coziness.
That's a cynical way to put it, but
Yes.
it's using nostalgia and comfort as a delivery mechanism for ideology. Yeah. If you associate personal responsibility with that warm, fuzzy feeling of your grandma's porch, you are much more likely to internalize it.
It appeals to people who are exhausted.
Which is a lot of people. Parents are tired of the noise. And Ollie offers a quiet alternative.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads to the quote at the bottom of the Meet Ollie banner that seems to summarize their entire strategy.
Yeah, it's in quotes like their slogan.
Movements endure when communities lead.
That feels like the thesis statement. This is the why behind the owl.
Let's break that down. Movements endure when communities lead. Think about how most political movements operate today. They're top-down.
Right?
A charismatic leader appears, they energize the base, they pass some laws,
And then they leave office.
and then the other side gets in and they undo the laws. It's a pendulum. Top-down change is often temporary.
So this is arguing for bottom-up change.
It's arguing for cultural change. If you want a movement to endure, to last 50, 100 years, it can't rely on a president. It has to be embedded in the community. It has to be in the stories you tell your kids at the dinner table.
Because if the values are in the home, it doesn't matter who is in the White House.
Precisely. Politics is downstream from culture. Ollie the Owl isn't running for office. He's trying to shape the culture of the family unit.
It's the long game.
The longest game.
You know, looking at all this, I can't help but feel a bit of an irony here.
How so?
We're talking about front porch wisdom and community connection, but how are people likely finding out about this?
A Facebook ad.
Probably a Facebook ad or an Instagram reel.
That's the paradox of our time, isn't it? We're using these high-tech digital algorithms to sell a low-tech analog lifestyle.
We're scrolling alone in our dark living rooms, looking at pictures of an owl on a sunlit porch with his neighbors.
It touches on a deep sense of loss. We've lost those liminal spaces we talked about. We build houses now with 3-car garages
Oh, yeah.
that open automatically. You drive in, the door closes, you enter your house. You never even set foot in the public space of the front yard. We've engineered the neighbor out of the neighborhood.
So Ollie is kind of a ghost. He's reminding us of a social technology, the porch that we've abandoned.
And I think that's why it resonates. It's not just about the politics. It's about the loneliness.
Yeah.
People see that image, the rocking chair, the sunset, and they think, I want that peace.
Right.
And the Jeffersonian community says, you can have that peace, but it comes with a worldview. It comes
Sure.
with responsibility,
Yeah.
with self-governance.
It's a package deal. You can't have the cozy porch without the rugged independence.
That's the argument they're making.
I want to circle back to the curriculum aspect for a second. We talked about parents learning, but does this actually work? Can a cartoon owl really teach civic duty?
I think history would say yes, absolutely. Look at Aesop's fables, religious parables. We have always used simple stories to teach complex morality. The Boy Who Cried Wolf isn't really about wolves.
It's about the cost of lying.
It's about the reputation cost of lying. So a story about Ollie deciding to fix a broken fence instead of going fishing isn't about carpentry. It's about stewardship, deferred gratification. Those metaphors stick in a child's brain much longer than a lecture on civic duty.
So if you're listening to this and thinking, well, I don't know if I subscribe to the whole Jeffersonian political package, is there still value here?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, strip away the specific political signaling, the flag, the Americana, and look at those core 4 traits.
Making choices, taking responsibility, respecting others.
And maintaining your individuality within a community.
Those are pretty universal.
Regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum, those are the building blocks of a functional adult.
Right.
If we don't teach those, if we don't have some version of the front porch to pass those down, what do we have?
We have the internet raising our kids.
We have the algorithm.
Hmm.
And the algorithm doesn't care about belonging without losing oneself. The algorithm wants you to lose yourself entirely.
That is a chilling thought.
It is. So Ollie creates a contrast. He asks us to slow down, to sit, to talk.
It's a call to reclaim the role of the elder.
Yes, it's saying, don't outsource your values to the school or the TV or the government. You are the community. You lead.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Ollie the Owl, what is the big takeaway for you? What's the nugget?
For me, it's the power of that phrase self-governance applied to childhood. We so often treat kids as subjects to be managed. Get in the car, eat your food, go to sleep.
Right.
But treating them as citizens in training, that's powerful. It shifts the dynamic from do what I say to who do you want to be.
And for me, it's the setting. It's a reminder that the environment we create for these conversations actually matters. You can't teach connection when everyone is on a separate device in a separate room. You need a porch, metaphorical or literal.
You need a shared space
Yeah.
where the hierarchy dissolves a little bit and you're just people talking.
So here is our provocation for you, the listener. We live in a world of digital disconnection. We all know this. But looking at Ollie, ask yourself, is the metaphor of the front porch something you need to reclaim in your own life?
Regardless of your politics, regardless of whether you live in a farmhouse or a high-rise apartment, do you have a place where you sit, watch the world, and actually teach the next generation? Or are you just handing them a tablet and hoping for the best?
Who is telling the stories on your front porch?
And are you even sitting on it?
Something to chew on. Thanks for diving in with us today.
See you, Sam.